Hey guys, hope you guys are having an amazing day so far. Your boy is back with another video, but before we get into it, I do have something very serious to talk to you guys about in regards of what happened to me last night. Now, if you are here for the Reddit reading, don't worry, just skip forward 4 or 5 minutes and you'll get to r/advice, which is a new subreddit that we're going to explore today. But essentially, for those of you that don't know, last night YouTube contacted me that this channel was going to be demonetized. I am obviously really sad and kind of stressed out about it. I mean, last night I didn't really sleep much because I didn't really know what I was gonna do. Like, I don't wanna reset this channel because I've been on this channel for over 5 years now, and like, I don't wanna lose contact with any of you guys. You guys are an amazing support to me. And I mean, in the past 3 to 4 months, this channel has grown so much, and the ad revenue has been up to like $700-800, which helps me pay for my car and my bills. And don't get me wrong, I can pay for those without the YouTube ad, but it helped out a lot. And it was gonna help me towards investing in this channel. I was gonna try to buy a PC so I could start live streaming for you guys, and we can do some live Reddit reads, and then also some like video commentary and video essay content as well. This is obviously not great news for me, and YouTube said that my content was sexually explicit upon review, which is crazy to me because some of the stuff I see on YouTube is a lot worse that is monetized, even in the same category too of Reddit readings. But it is what it is. YouTube's a private company. I'm not here to compare, and I'm not here to complain. Now, YouTube gave me 2 options. I can appeal, which I did do. However, it's going to take 14 days to find out. And more than likely, I'm probably not going to be able to overturn it upon my research. Like, not a lot of people actually win those appeals. And then that leaves me to option 2, which is 90 days of demonetization where I don't make any income off of YouTube, which obviously sucks, but then I can reapply for monetization. It doesn't guarantee that I'll be a partner again, but that's probably the route I'm gonna take because I refuse to, just give up on this channel. I wanna continue these daily uploads. Now, with that being said, moving forward, you guys actually gave me an idea on the community post last night, and I set up a Patreon. So it's gonna be the first link in the description box down below. First off, I wanna establish, if you do not have the funds, please, please, please do not spend your money on the Patreon if you don't have the money, because don't worry, I will still be uploading every single day on this YouTube channel, okay? However, the videos moving forward on this YouTube channel is gonna be a lot more tamed or PG-13. I'm gonna take out a lot of the, what they think is explicit, I guess, content, and save that for Patreon. Because if you're now a member of the Patreon, you're gonna get exclusive content every single day. That is pretty much the extended videos of the ones that we post on YouTube. 5 to 20 minute long extensions of the videos that we upload on YouTube every day. And in those videos, I will save the more explicit and the more like too crazy for YouTube stories. So we'll be able to watch that and explore that together on the Patreon. Also, members of the Patreon will be able to be in a community chat where we can talk directly to each other on that chat about anything and everything. And then also, I am gonna create this deluxe package of membership. Again, do not spend your money if you don't have the money, but you guys are gonna get a direct chat in helping me towards creating content. So this separate group chat is essentially for people to help me pick what subreddits to do and what video ideas I'm going to come up with. Like, I'm going to be going to you guys for a lot of help. That membership will also get a shout out, of course, whenever you guys join. And then you guys will have extra early access towards merch if I ever do it, which I should do. It's coming soon. I've been projecting that or drawing that up. But yeah, so this is obviously kind of sucks. It is what it is, but I am going to set this Patreon up and we're going to keep this going moving forward. Even if we get monetized from now on, I am going to keep the Patreon a thing because I do want to talk about some of these topics with you. Like, some of these topics need to be talked about. And if YouTube doesn't let me talk about it, that's fine. I'm going to leave it for the members on Patreon. But again, remember guys, do not worry if you do not have the funds. I'm still going to upload more PG-13 content on this channel every single day. So I'm not going anywhere. Thank you so much if you guys have been supporting me. Check out the Patreon if you can. But with that being said, let's get to the video. Today, we're going to explore r/advice. I'm really excited to show this with you guys because it was such a fun experience reading all these goofy situations that we're going to give advice on. I mean, I'm not an expert, but yeah, let's get into it. And yeah, I'm going to literally cut right now straight to the video. All right, love you guys. Let's get into this. r/advice. So it says it's a place where anyone can ask advice on many subjects. Everybody has issues that they run into, and everyone needs advice every now and then. Let's see what terrible advice I could give. First, let's go to the top for the week. What? This one is insane. What? Okay, subject says, girlfriend just punched me in the face multiple times. My advice based off of just that is get out. You've heard me say it before, but Jordan Peele your way out of there. All right, let's read this. It says, so my longtime girlfriend just had an absolute meltdown after we left dinner from her parents' house tonight. It all started because her dad and I were watching old family videos and joking about how her and her sisters were dressed and really light stuff about how big her great grandpa's nose was. Her dad pointed it out, and I was like, dude has a schnoz on him. And I laughed. That's all. I swear, this is all. I swear to all things holy that was all. Okay. So dude was at his girlfriend's place hanging out with her dad, and they were just joking over some family videos, right? Fast forward to the drive home tonight, and she turns off the music on the radio. Oh, brother, she was hurt, wasn't she? And that I had turned on, and started trashing me about my family and how it's strange and creepy that I actually get along with my mom, dad, and sister. What? She's just purely jealous then. What the hell? Why is she trashing on you about that? That's a good thing. You should want to be with someone that grew up in a healthy household. Even if they didn't, it's fine. But I'm saying, like, isn't that like a good thing? Anyways, yeah, so she was trashing on him for having a good, getting along with his family and then having drama-free relationships with them, and she couldn't stand it. So anyways, I'm reading my Kindle in the living room of my house, and she goes off again about some petty BS that I somehow did, and I'm reading a book. So I did what anyone else would do and just shut up and let her vent and get it out without giving her any ammunition to feed on. ... Wrong effing move. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I've been there. In my previous relationships, when someone's venting and you're just like, you just shut up, let them do their thing, because sometimes you just need to. But I guess it was the wrong move here. I took my eyes off her for a second to continue my reading on the couch, and she gave me a 3-piece so fast that it caught me off guard. Pow, pow, pow. I jumped up so she wasn't on top of me. She proceeded to slap the taste out of my mouth. Then she blocks the front door and screamed for me to get away from her while blocking the only exit to leave. What in the psychopath? She punches you, then tells you to leave, but she's blocking the door. This is manic, bro. What the hell? Like, whoa. I'm in my boxers and I'm trying to grab my phone off the floor that went flying across the room. And all I can hear is her yelling with the door open, trying to have the whole neighborhood hear this. Oh no, she's trying to she just domestically, you and still trying to put the blame on. That's so messed up, dude. I hate to hear that. Also, isn't it so cute? I know I haven't pointed it out, but Cloud's been sitting and just been in a part of this video the whole time. Such a chill guy. Anyways, I'm now sitting in my car with just my boxers on with a bloody lip. And I thought I would ask the internet for advice. And by internet, I mean Reddit. Well, I'm going to give you my unsolicited advice as not an expert at all in any subject whatsoever. But get out of that. I mean, well, this is tough because is the house or the apartment that you're living, is it under both of your guys' name? Is it just under your name? There's a lot of things you could do. First thing is call the cops. I mean, I personally, this is what I would do. I'm not saying that everyone should do. I would call the cops and, explain to them the situation. I mean, you obviously have evidence with the lip busted, and she probably doesn't have any marks on her body whatsoever. However, there has been situations I've read in the past where a girl will, if she's crazy enough, give herself marks to say that you're in fault. And, it is a tough case. It's going to be a he say, she say thing, unless you have like some type of camera or something, evidence. But yeah, this is crazy. Either way, probably bring it to the cops. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comment section if you guys, what you guys think. Let's see what they say though. My first advice is to call police. Yeah. Okay. So comments also agree. If you don't want to do that, then you can call a homie to bring you some shorts and a tee and then maybe crash there tonight. Yeah, definitely get out of that situation. I forgot to mention that, but do not stay near her. I agree, but you should be referring to her as my ex-girlfriend. She's blank. She thinks it's okay to beat up someone. Okay, so this is, she thinks it's okay to beat up someone she claims that she loves. That's sick. And never get her prego. No child needs to be afraid of their parents. Okay, yeah, I fully agree. I mean, that's a given. Do not get her prego. Her screaming "get away" while she's the one blocking the exit and deliberately trying to get neighbors' attention means she's clearly premeditatingly framing you as the aggressor. You need to file a report now. Yeah, the sooner you do it, probably the better. But crazy, crazy, crazy. Oh yeah, someone said that this might not be her first rodeo. You need to protect yourself. That's true. She seems like she knew what she was doing. A little too expert at a DA here. Anyways, let's read another one. That was a crazy one though. I did a 3-piece like, and I'm not talking Bojangles, guys. No KFC out here. I'm talking a real 3-piece. I would be so baffled. I mean, I would like, obviously I'm trying to dodge, but I'm just putting myself in that position. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? And then she smacks me. I'm like, what is going on? Brother, sister. Cloud, are you trying to get off? I don't know what you're doing here, buddy. What is this game plan? Okay. Get on the table. I see. Oh, this one sounds wild too. Man, r/advice is a fun one. These are wild stories. The subject of this one says, a neighbor just told my 5-year-old the weirdest thing. What do I do? I have 4 children. My oldest is 5, a girl. And I went to do my laundry. My neighbor's 60, who's a woman, who is a former friend, DV situation with my ex. She took his side, a domestic violence, damn. And as he was arrested, and she disagreed with him being arrested. So this woman sucks, a former friend. And that's why she's a former friend, because she took, your ex's side. Okay. And so you have a 5-year-old outside. So the neighbor ran up to my 5-year-old whilst doing her laundry, whilst we were doing laundry, and got her to her eye level, like on her hands and knees, and asked her if they were still friends, ... Asking if the 5-year-old was still friends with the neighbor who said, what? Okay. My daughter didn't respond or wouldn't respond and looked away, ... She then asked her repeatedly 5 times who told her they weren't friends anymore, and then told her not to trust her. She referring to, okay, so the 6-year-old lady is telling this 5-year-old 5 times who told her we weren't friends anymore, and told the 5-year-old to not trust her biatch mother. What? You told a 5-year-old the B word and called... How are you as a woman, like, or anyone, right? Logical, adult, telling a 5-year-old to not trust their mother, who is in sole custody, I'm assuming, unless this is someone else's kid, but sole custody of the child. Who else is she supposed to trust? I flipped out when I realized what was going on. She was playing in a wagon. Dude, the kid is freaking playing outside, and what? And yeah, so my daughter didn't see the neighbor walk up. Wait, no, she didn't see the neighbor walk up, the OP. My daughter is hysterical. I made a police report. She told me the judge is going to love hearing about this in court. I'm assuming my restraining order hearing with my ex. ... She tried to stop me from moving the wagon to get my child away from her. But what else can I do? I'm in the process of moving as this has been a bad situation. But what else? Yeah. Okay, and then they're asking for advice. I mean, the best thing is, if possible, next time that they play outside, your kid plays outside, just be as alert and, aware until you move. You're doing the right thing by moving. Yeah, just get away from her. I wouldn't even take this to, like, it's just get out. Get out. This is crazy. It is crazy what people go through. Like, reading these stories, man, what the hell? Someone says, follow a police report, keep records, and consult a lawyer about the neighbor's behavior. Avoid contact with her and contact the police if it ever happens again. Your child's safety is priority. Yeah, that's true. The whole, like, her taking the wagon is kind of spooky magook. It is very scary. So, yeah, definitely protect your kid in any way possible. See if your kid can play inside for a little bit until they move. Cameras. They are so cheap these days. That's not a bad play, getting cameras. I mean, if you're moving, might not be. Actually, you get a camera anyways, because you can just move the camera with you whenever you move. Yeah, that's crazy. Dude, a lot of these advice ones are some DV stuff, like DA and DV, domestic violence. So this one says, my boyfriend hit me for the first time in our 2-year relationship. Any advice? Damn, waiting 2 years to show your true colors is nuts. My boyfriend and I have been dating for almost 2 years. We live together as we are both students, so it costs less if we split it in half. Generally, we have a good relationship. We don't argue, and when we do, we're both able to admit when we were wrong. Well, that's good so far, but the title is not so good. Tonight, me and him were play fighting like we usually do. He was tickling me when I slapped him a little bit harder than I intended it to. It was an accident, and I didn't mean to hit him as hard as I did. I instantly felt regret and went up to him to check on him if it was all right, apologizing to him. Out of nowhere, he smacks me really hard across the face to the point where my jaw clicked and I blacked out for a second, feeling dizzy. Bro, what in the world is wrong with you, dude? Like, do you not understand the anatomy of like what? And I know I'm not saying like an equality thing. I'm saying like legitimate anatomy. Like men typically are stronger than women. Not all cases, but if you come on, dude. I'm not saying that like a girl can't hurt you, but I'm just like, brother. Also, even if it was a dude, right? The retaliation, knowing that it was a play fight originally, that's like, I have a great story about this. I'm gonna finish this and I'll tell you the story actually. He immediately began, so she was in big shock. It was a big shock to me and I started crying instantly. He immediately began apologizing to me, saying how sorry he was and that he just snapped because of how angry he was. He sat with me for like an hour, making sure that I was okay and apologizing to me, saying that this would never happen again. Okay, at least he's remorseful. All I can think of now is the way that my parents used to argue when they were younger, and him hitting me reminded me of how my father hit my mom when they would argue. I don't know what to do. This has never happened before. He has never been violent towards me. Any advice? Man, this is a tough one. This is a really gray area because like most of me want to just say, dude, like you should not be with someone that did that. But at the same time, it's like contextually, it's so, I don't know, it's a weird place because like this could be a sign of something worse. I don't know. This is hard. It is a little bit like the fact that he's even willing to do that for the rest of your relationship, you're going to be on edge on the fact that he could do it again. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what to do because you're a grown adult, but all I'm going to say is the fact that he's willing to do something like that, it should be telling to you. And like, it doesn't matter if you snapped or not. That's your girlfriend for 2 years. And play fighting is an accident is different because that isn't an accident. That is a full-on intentional retaliation. Now, however you proceed with this, it's your choice and just personal advice. That's a major red flag. That's a red flag even if a girl, my voice just cracked, what the fuck? That's a red flag even if a girl hit me. Not accidental. Accidental is different. You can usually tell when it's an accident. But if a girl squared up and like rocked me, even as a retaliation for yelling at her or whatever for some reason, right? Which would be weird, but let's just say, and she hits me, I'm getting out of that situation. It has nothing to do with how much damage she caused. It's just the actual fact of like the fact that she is willing to do that to her partner is telling. That's my advice. Now I have a story. This reminds me of when I was a kid and I was in middle school. A great example. You guys are adults, so this is saying a lot, you know? So we were playing this game with this, I was playing this game with this other kid who was in my friend group at the time. And he lost the bet. So like some type of bet, we were playing some game and I got to punch him, but I didn't get to tell him when or where, which is like such a stupid thing. I waited and we were in line walking to like class or something. And then I punched him in the back. That was a pussy ass move of me, not gonna lie, because that's a fucking cheap shot. I shouldn't have done that. Granted, the rules of the game is it was a stupid game that boys be playing. I got to punch him whenever, so fair. But I punched him and he instantly snapped, turned back and socked me in the nose. I cried like a little girl and I was bleeding. And you know what? In hindsight, who was in the wrong? Neither of us. Actually, I probably was more in the wrong even then because I shouldn't have fucking cheap shotted him. I should have at least had someone. Granted, I was like 12 or 11. So yeah, there you go. Random story. Doesn't really connect to this, but it did connect to the whole snapping thing. But that was completely contextual and very different because you were in a relationship. So yeah, get out. Yeah, that didn't connect at all. I don't know why I told that story now I'm thinking about it. All right. But yeah, so fun story of the day. Well, yeah, let's continue. I guess it just reminded me of that. Oh, this one's silly. My husband wants me to critique his writing, but I don't think it's good. Wait, let's read the comments of the last one before we get into that. I don't think I read it. People are saying, for the first time, is an extraordinary thing to add. Yeah, it's definitely foreshadowing. Okay, yeah, totally. So people are agreeing. Something extremely similar happened to me. I stayed for 3 years. Get the F out now. Okay, cool. So people are on board to what I was saying. Okay. My husband wants me to critique his writing, but I don't think it's any good. That sucks. I mean, be honest, I guess. Just be nice about it, but be honest. That's tough. All right, let's read the context. My husband has been painstakingly writing a story for a few years now. It's a sci-fi, action, and fantasy. For some background, I am an avid reader. I've also been writing stories since I was 13. My husband knows this and has been asking me to read and critique his stories so that he can improve. However, my husband has never asked me to see any of his writing and I've never offered to have him read it or have him read it because ... My husband doesn't like to read. Interesting. The last book series he read was Harry Potter when they were coming out. I feel this hugely influences his writing. Damn, he read Harry Potter when they were coming out. That was the last book series he read? I mean, I kind of get it. I don't really read that often, but I've read more recent than that. He doesn't read books, so he doesn't know what they sound like. That's true. You have to like read in order to really write, unless you just are freeballing it. But you got to know the somewhat structure, especially in the field of like sci-fi and fantasy, or seem to think about a reader's perspective except his own. That being said, I think his story is incredibly creative. He puts so much thought into the plot, characters, world building, etc. It's the execution that's the issue. I've given helpful critiques such as focusing on more imagery, adding descriptive language, doing more show, less tell, and he has improved a lot. Unfortunately, I really do think his writing itself is basic at best. To give an example, every time a character speaks, it goes like this: blah, 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 character said. Blah, 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 character asked. When I pointed this out, he didn't really understand why he should use different words than said or asked. When characters talked, I said, because as a reader, it's not interesting. Sometimes when I do this or suggest things, he says, well, that's what makes sense to me in my head. I feel dumb for getting involved. Well, hold on. I'm going to pause right here before I forget. I mean, just based off of this, the guy has to start reading books in his genre. That's just... And even if he doesn't like to read, dude, if you want to write, you're going to have to read, buddy. Like, that's like saying, I want to start making YouTube videos without watching any YouTube videos ever. I would have no clue how to do this, like at all. Like commentary, none of this. I had to watch like years of my YouTube experience accumulated into understanding like, this is what I like. And I would assume other people like it too, because based on the views that other people are getting on these videos. And so it's just like collecting data, you know, like if you're actually going to take your writing seriously, at least, or you can just write a book that you would just read forever. But you got to understand, I mean, he got to like have some, emotional intelligence, I guess, or like perspective and awareness. He's got to have some awareness of the fact that other people are going to view this differently too. And if you're not reading books that are up to date, modern books in your category, you're not going to know what's popping right now, you know? That's with any field, business, whatever, you know? You got to know what's going on. I feel dumb for getting involved. I've been overall very careful about my critiques. Yeah, it seems like you're being really nice about it too. But he keeps digging at me for more, saying he needs to know how I really feel in order to get better. I feel if I'm completely honest with him, I will crush his spirit. I don't want to give up. I don't want him to give up. Becoming a better writer takes a lot of time. That's very sweet, and I can tell that she's a good, wife or girlfriend or whatever. Because like you don't want to discourage him. That's a really good point, you know? Very emotional IQ of you. Should I encourage him to read more and use examples from what he reads to give advice? Should I say what I really think or try and extricate myself entirely? I want to encourage him and be supportive, but I don't know what I can do and be 100% honest. In my opinion, just if I were in this situation being the writer and I had a girlfriend that obviously it would hurt if she told me the 100% truth, like, yo, dude, you suck. I wouldn't want to hear it like that. But I would want some honest critique in a sense of like, you say like, hey, look, I'm gonna be real with you. You have, and always, it's a great sales tactic. Always go with the positive first, right? You're like, hey, I want to I want to let you know, you are so creative in your characters and all that. Like, I love the world building. I know I've been harping on the way you're writing, but I really think it would benefit you if you started reading some modern, popular things in this category, just so you can understand what I'm trying to explain to you. And it's one thing that it makes sense to you, but genuinely it doesn't make sense to me why you're using like these words over and over, because it's making it boring. And I'm just being honest as someone who reads a lot, which is like your target audience. But that's how I would word it. I don't fucking know though, because I'm an idiot, so don't listen to me. But yeah, edit. Oh wow. I did not think this would get a response that it did. Thank you everyone for the great advice. This helps me give some good perspective. Okay, so there's an update on it. I'm his wife, not his editor. We also wrote and enjoy very different genres. Write and enjoy. This type of story he is writing, I personally would not pick if I saw it in a store, blah, 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 blah. Of course, I would still read, blah, 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 blah. Hold on, let me see if there's any. This is a long one, jeez. Of course, I would read and discuss his writing with him. That's not in huge detail. I want to support him without feeling responsible, which is fair. And I felt like he puts a lot of his responsibility on helping him improve on me. Just because I'm more experienced writer doesn't mean that I know how to teach someone better. Yeah, writing, that's true. No one taught me. I took it upon myself to learn to write and rewrite over and over all these years. A lot of people suggested we try writing it together. No, that's not your responsibility. And we did try that for a little bit, but like I said, I can only write in my style, which doesn't really suit in this genre or what he's going for. It's his baby. I found that it's really hard to write and rewrite a story that I don't have personal stock in. It just doesn't come. Yeah, you're not an editor. You're just his wife. Also, I'm really surprised at how many people said you should really only use said and asked for dialogue tags. I thought I was clear when I said that this is all he uses every time a character speaks. Yeah, that does get a little annoying. It seems so like robotic when you're reading a story and it's just saying said and like asked all the time. Maybe I should have said that there's no blah, blah, blah. Okay. Anyways, thank you for all the advice, blah, 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 blah. All right, let's see what the advice was. So comments say, my best advice is to encourage him to join a writers group. Ooh, I didn't even think of that. That's how not into writing I am. I do want to write a book one day for shits and gigs, but that's very true. Have someone else explain it. Have someone else explain it who he won't argue with as much. That's true. You know, it's silly that this is the way. It's not the way for all relationships, but it was the way for my previous relationship, which was like years ago. But sometimes you don't want to take the advice from your partner. It's definitely a passive aggressive trait that some people have. But I noticed like someone else that's a stranger or an expert in a subject will tell you something and your partner could have told you the exact same thing. And for some reason, just because you're so close, you stay in bed with this person. You like I think that's something that most people need to get better at. Not everyone is like this. I noticed myself when I was younger was like this. I definitely need to understand like my partner is really just, your partner is just looking out for you or should be. And if they're not, then I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, let's see what other comments said. If he doesn't like to read, would he be interested in audio stories that are in the same genre? He could listen when driving and do it. Yeah, audiobooks is good. Ask him to pay attention to the areas you're trying to guide him through. Yeah, I mean, dude, you got to do some research. And like, I don't love reading, but audiobooks are a lot better. So try it out. Whoa, what? This one is nuts. The subject of this one says, my wife insists she calls me by another name in bed. What kind of role plays? I mean, I'm not here to kink shame, so let's see. My wife, 44, asked me, 45, that she calls me by another guy's name in bed as a way to spice up our marriage. Whoa. We have 2 growing teens and things have been distant intimately. So I hesitated, but didn't want to upset her, and I agreed. I mean, okay, first off, I do respect her for asking you. It was very odd. She started and seemed nervous, but ended up yelling another guy's name. I didn't do it in return, and I honestly felt disgusted with it. I almost couldn't even finish, but I didn't want her to make her feel bad and dismiss an idea I agreed to. We haven't talked about it yet, but I was thinking I need to sit down and let her know that it makes me feel uncomfortable in a place I'm supposed to feel most secure. Anyone ever deal with something like this? Or are we just not in a very good spot. Thanks and sorry for the situation. I didn't know where to turn to. First off, I want to establish I am a 27-year-old single male. I've been in 2 relationships, so take that as you will. But here's my advice. From my perspective, being someone who has encountered many kinks before, I mean like a fucking, it's not a flex. I'm just saying like I've encountered people with some crazy kinks, and like some of them awesome, some of them a little weird, but I'm not here to kink shame. I have some weird ones I'm sure that other people would think is at least. And so when it comes down to this, right? First off, communication is key. This is your wife, your partner, right? So like if you're uncomfortable, straight up say it. Hey, by the way, I'm uncomfortable. But here's the thing. Here's the caveat. You show her that you are willing to try, because you are. Not with this, but tell her you're uncomfortable. There's a gnat in here. That was the first time in one of my videos, in a while at least. But anyways, you tell her, but you're open if you are. By the way, if you're not open to this, then don't tell her this, but this is what I would do. You're open to trying other things to spice things up, whether it means like a different type of role play that doesn't involve a different name. But role playing in general allows the people in the bedroom to be an actor for once. You get to take yourself out of your normal lives and whatever scenario that it may be, whether it's CNC or whether it's fucking, well, I personally think it's nasty, but I'm not here to kink shame, but age play or like, I actually, that one's gross. Don't do that, please. I'm just playing. If you do it, whatever. If you're an adult, do whatever you want. But like other even role plays, like the teacher, student, like fucking, what are other common? I don't fucking know, but you pirates, bro. You can be fucking One Piece pirates if you want. But yeah, like that gives some immersion into a different story without you saying a different name. Maybe like doing that and having her call you professor or like something like that instead of a different name might be a kind of like nice way to bridge the gap between the two situations, but I'm not 100%. Now, if you're uncomfortable with that too, I mean, at that point, you just got to communicate, be like, hey, I'm uncomfortable with doing this. Maybe communicate what you are comfortable with doing to spice things up, and then see how the communication goes from there. That's just my advice. I'm also a dumb 27-year-old. And I'm going to keep saying that because I don't want to be held accountable for anything. All right, so this one says, beat her at her own game, ... call her a guy's name and see how she likes it. That's so funny. Dude, imagine. And like, you don't even say anything. Like, you didn't communicate with her, right? Next time, like, let's say your name is fucking Tony, right? And then her name, Janice. Tony and Janice are in bed together, right? She's like, oh yeah, you like that? You like that fucking Larry? Or Larry's a weird ass name. Jamal. Like something crazy. I don't know. She could be a Sir Lancelot. And then she was like, and then you look back at her, whether you're or on top of her, and you're just like, yeah, I do like that. I love that. Daquan. And then she's like, whoa, hit her with that. I love that, Mike. And then she's like, dude, are you gay? That would be funny. That would be really a way to spice it up. I would instantly grow soft. I would just be laughing the whole time. Oh, this actually brings up a funny story. Hold on, let me read some more comments that I have to tell you guys, because this actually kind of happened to me, but it was even worse than this, but I'll explain. This was call her by her mom's name. Oh no. I was gonna suggest sister or close friend. That's savage, bro. That's fudged. Yeah, that's funny though. I'll end this video on this story. So some of you guys know this if you're like an OG on my channel, which most of you guys aren't, because literally this channel has grown so much in the past like 4 months. But I have told this story one time before on this channel, but this actually kind of happened to me and it was way worse, believe it or not. So I was dating this girl in high school and we had kind of like, it was inevitable that we break up when college came, because, you know, she was a year younger than me. She was going to be a senior in high school. I was going to be in college, and like, you know, I wanted to live the actual college life, and she kind of knew that. And so, you know, is that a healthy relationship? That's another story on its own. But anyways, whenever we broke up, we decided to still be friends with benefits, which is a terrible idea. You should not do that with your exes, because there's always some intimacy issues and things like that. But anyways, so whenever I would come back home, we would obviously coitus. And like the second or third time it happened, which was the last time that it happened, when I came back home, parents were gone and we were doing it, and I was on top, and I had seen on her stories that she was hanging out with some people that she was tagging on her Instagram stories, and didn't think anything of it because she was just at a party and we're single and who cares, right? But while we were in bed, she like halfway through, or what would have been halfway through, she moans out another guy's name. I'm pretty sure it was Tyler, because that's like still sketched in my head. So she moans out Tyler, and I'm like, what? And she looks at me, she's like, oh, she opens her eyes, she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. She like, you know, I dismount, and she's like, I'm just in awe. Like, I'm not like pissed, sad, I'm just in shock. She's like grabbing herself, she's like, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. And like, she's crying, and then she like puts on her clothes and then just like leaves, right? That was actually the last time we hung out. And on top of that all, I had done it into her time of the month. So it was all over my white sheets, and we didn't realize. And so like, I'm just like, there is so much going on. And yeah, that was a little wacky one. And I used to do stand up, and I need to do it again at some point because it was kind of fun. But one of my jokes was telling that story and how like I wasn't even mad at the fact that she did that. I was more mad at the fact that it was Tyler, because like, Tyler, like the fuck do I look like a Tyler? I wish I got Daquan, because if I got Daquan, I know I'm doing good. No, I'm just playing that, but that was a stand-up joke and so forth. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna end it on that note. I love this. I hope you guys actually watch this video and enjoy it, because I want to do another r/advice. As long as you guys are watching the videos, it tells me that you guys are also enjoying it. And yeah, I actually really liked reading this subreddit. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.